House, or pardon me, from the Department of Justice to the White House about General Flynn possibly being compromised here, and then these important national security decisions that followed. Would you have concern about that?
Well, I would, hypothetically, yes. I mean, again, I was gone from the government as well when all this happened.
President Trump added his thoughts this morning electronically, tweeting, "Ask Sally Yates under oath if she knows how classified information got into the newspapers soon after she explained it to the White House counsel." Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley asked,
"Have either of you ever been an anonymous source in a news report about matters relating to Mr. Trump, his associates, or Russians' attempt to meddle in the election?"
No.
Absolutely not.
All this comes as news reports surfaced today. President Obama warned Mr. Trump against hiring Flynn just days after the election. For his part, Spicer said today those comments were expected.
It's true that President Obama made it known that he wasn't exactly a fan of General Flynn's, which is frankly shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, that given that General Flynn had worked for President Obama, was an outspoken critic of President Obama's shortcomings.
This topic and Sally Yates will remain in the spotlight. A House committee is due to hear from her. No date scheduled for that yet.
And Lisa is here with me now to dig deeper into what we learned today. We're also joined by Julie Pace, who is the White House correspondent for the Associated Press. Welcome, of course, to both of you. Lisa, to you first, just quickly off of your report. A lot of accusations flying back and forth between the Trump White House and the former Obama team. We know that one of the things this President Trump has said is that President Obama's White House had given a security clearance originally to General Flynn, who they fired as the head of Defense Intelligence a few years ago. Where does the truth in all that lie?
Right. So this security clearance was something that retired generals have access to. They can ask for it by the fact that they're a retired general. Flynn did ask for that in 2016. He was given it by the Defense Department. There is reporting today that now the Defense Department is looking into whether he lied to them during that security clearance renewal. Take that aside, though, when you talk to national security experts, some from the George W. Bush team and Democrats, they all told me today that a security clearance does not take the onus off an incoming administration to do their own vetting. And a very important difference about the National Security Advisor, Judy, it's not a Senate-approved position, so it doesn't go through all the ethics checks necessarily unless the president forces it to.
All right, now one other thing that you've been looking into today is this question of President Obama, after President Trump was elected, after he was elected last November, warning him. What did you find out about that?
Right. Others have reported this as well, but we have a source telling us from the Obama White House that, in fact, President Obama, that it was not just about Michael Flynn being a critic of his, but from their perspective, that they saw Michael Flynn as someone who is erratic and a bad manager and should not continue in government.
All right, well, on that note, let's pick up with Julie Pace. Julie, you did some reporting going into the weekend about the Trump transition team coming to the Obama team during the transition last November with questions, and what was the significance of all that?
Right. I think that what this shows is just the depths of the concerns about Mike Flynn. You had people who were working for the Trump transition team after the election who were concerned that Mike Flynn, who was going to be having a conversation with the Russian ambassador that was not unusual. As national security advisor, you would be talking to foreign counterparts, but that Mike Flynn did not really understand the potential motivations of Sergei Kislyak, the Russian envoy, that he might not understand rumored ties that Kislyak had to Russian intelligence. So what the transition officials were seeking is a classified CIA biography on the Russian ambassador that would give U.S. intelligence assessments about the envoy. And for the Obama administration, this raised red flags because it showed that within Trump's own team, there were concerns about Flynn's ability to handle what's an incredibly sensitive and high-pressure job that involves an enormous amount of contact with foreign officials, both friendly officials and adversaries.
And Julie, to move beyond that, you learned a lot more about what the Obama team was thinking during the transition, how they grew increasingly concerned about what they were learning.
Right, there was a growing concern within the Obama administration on a number of fronts. You had Mike Flynn, who was going in for his meetings with his counterparts in the Obama administration, and they would talk about Russia, and he would essentially, I'm told, dismiss Russia as a threat to the United States. That raised some concerns. You had worries about handling of sensitive information, documents that the Obama administration was turning over to the Trump team. There was some concern that those documents were being copied and removed from secure rooms. So you saw the Obama team limiting the amount of information they were letting outside the White House. And it really comes all at a time when also U.S. intelligence is starting to gather more information that some officials believe shows more ties between the Trump campaign and Trump associates and Russia's meddling in the election. So taken together from the perspective of Obama officials, this really created a troubling picture of the Trump team's ties to Russia.
And just quickly, Julie, in other words, the ending of the Obama administration in a pretty fraught frame of mind over all this.
Absolutely. And you've seen that almost continue, particularly when it comes to Mike Flynn. You know, the revelations today, I don't think are coincidental, that the Obama team felt the need to get out there that the outgoing president was delivering a personal warning to his successor about his likely choice for national security advisor. When you think about that, that's quite extraordinary. You would expect presidents to be giving their successors advice perhaps on policy, but to give a specific warning about a potential personnel pick really is extraordinary.
Remarkable reporting. Julie Pace of the AP and our own Lisa Desjardins. We thank you both. And we will be discussing Russia's meddling with a former Justice Department official right after our news summary. In the day's other news, a federal appeals court in Richmond, Virginia, heard arguments over President Trump's revised travel ban. It's the first time it's been scrutinized at the appellate level since the ban was reworked in March. The judges are examining a ruling that blocks the administration from suspending new visas for people from 6 Muslim-majority countries. Meanwhile, at today's Senate hearing in Washington, former acting Attorney General Sally Yates took heat from Republicans for refusing to carry out the president's original executive order. The move ultimately led to her firing.
I find it enormously disappointing that you would countermand the executive order of the President of the United States because you happen to disagree with it as a policy matter.
I looked at this. I made a determination that I believed that it was unlawful. I also thought that it was inconsistent with the principles of the Department of Justice. And I said no. And that's what I promised you I would do. And that's what I did.
And we'll have excerpts from today's appeals court hearing in Richmond later in the program. President Trump is now working to put his own stamp on the nation's federal court system. Today, he released a slate of 10 conservative judicial nominees. More will be announced in the months to come, with more than 120 vacancies still in need of being filled. All of his judicial nominees will require Senate confirmation. In France, President-elect Emmanuel Macron appeared alongside his predecessor a day after a resounding victory over rival Marine Le Pen. Macron and François Hollande presented a united front at a ceremony marking the end of World War II at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Paris. We'll take a closer look at that election and what a Macron presidency may mean for Europe later in the program. Pentagon officials have confirmed that a military raid last month killed the leader of the Islamic State's affiliate in Afghanistan. The joint Afghan and U.S. operation targeted the eastern province of Nangarhar. 2 U.S. Army Rangers also died. The Pentagon said that Abdul Hasib Logari ordered a March attack on a hospital in Kabul that killed or wounded more than 100 people. Former President Barack Obama is urging members of Congress to look beyond party lines when it comes to the future of health care. Mr. Obama weighed in on the issue last night after receiving the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award in Boston. It's the first time he's spoken out since the Republican-led House voted on Thursday to repeal his Affordable Care Act.
It actually doesn't take a lot of courage to aid those who are already powerful, already comfortable, already influential. But it does require some courage to champion the vulnerable and the sick.
The GOP's Obamacare replacement faces a more uncertain fate in the Senate, where it's expected to undergo major revisions. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signed a law banning so-called sanctuary city policies in his state. The measure allows Texas police officers to question the legal status of anyone they stop. Sheriffs who don't comply with federal immigration agents could face jail time. Abbott gave no advance notice before signing the bill on Facebook Live last night. It goes into effect September 1st.
Elected officials and law enforcement agencies, they don't get to pick and choose which laws they will obey. There are consequences, deadly consequences, to not enforcing the law.
The Trump administration has threatened to withhold federal funding from sanctuary cities. The country's largest local TV station operator, Sinclair Broadcast Group, has agreed to buy rival Tribune Media. The deal is valued at $3.9 billion, but is still subject to regulatory approval. If approved, Sinclair would own more than 200 stations nationwide. And trading was light on Wall Street today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 5 points to close at 21,012. The Nasdaq rose nearly 2 points, and the S&P 500 added a fraction of a point. Still to come on the NewsHour, a former Justice Department official weighs in on the Russia investigation hearing. A tough road ahead for France's newly elected president. Arguments for and against President Trump's travel ban in court, and much more. With us now to discuss today's congressional testimonies and the ongoing investigation into Russia's interference in November's presidential election is John Carlin. He served as Assistant Attorney General for National Security from 2014 until October of last year. He's now an attorney in private practice, specializing in cybersecurity and crisis management. John Carlin, welcome to the NewsHour.
Thank you.
So you listened to much of today's hearing, the senators questioning the former acting Attorney General Sally Yates, the former head of National Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence, Mr. Clapper. What did you mainly take away from today?
Well, one thing I heard was a career department official describing handling a situation exactly the way we've handled numerous other counterintelligence investigations. That said, highly unusual that the individual who's having secret conversations with Russians and essentially not telling his bosses is the actual national security advisor. And you can see why we take that type of situation very seriously, even when it's a much lower ranking official who possesses access to our nation's secrets. But for the national security advisor to secretly be having conversations with Russian officials, not telling the vice president of the United States, I can't imagine a situation which would cause more alarm for the career counterintelligence officials.
I mean, it's just a natural question. How unusual is a situation like this?
Well, in some ways it's usual insofar as the Russians are constantly trying to compromise officials, even businessmen, in order to gain access and be able to gain secrets. They think years in advance. Think about one of the cases we prosecuted, the Russian illegal case. These are people here under non-official cover, growing families inside the United States to maybe be used in some later date. But what's incredibly unusual here is that it is one of the most important, if not the most important, national security figure in our entire apparatus, the National Security Advisor.
So I know that former Attorney General Yates and I know Director Clapper couldn't answer, at least they said, you know, in a public setting, they couldn't answer some of these questions. But how much can be said about how much actual proof there is that there was collusion between the Trump campaign and what the Russians were up to?
Well, that's not something that I could talk about here. I think it's important that that be investigated by those trained and sworn to do those investigations without fear or favor in a nonpartisan way. And I have every trust in the FBI agents I worked with in years in following that where it needs to go.
You do have trust in them?
I do. I've worked with those folks both at the FBI when I was Chief of Staff to Director Mueller and also with them as a prosecutor at the Justice Department and the career prosecutors there, that these are people that don't care about politics. They're going to follow the evidence where it leads and take it where it needs to go. That said, we got to look forward. One reason it's important to learn lessons about exactly what Russia did in our prior election is because now we've heard two more officials, along with the current director of the FBI and our the leader of the National Security Agency, say Russia is going to do this again in 2020, maybe as soon as next year. We just saw the massive hacking attacks on the French elections. They're doing it now in Europe. We have to change our policy.
So what does it say that I mean, we're going back over what they talked about today, but then the acting attorney general goes to the White House, to the president's legal counsel, and says, this is what we think is going on. We believe that Mr. Flynn, General Flynn, has had these contacts with the Russians. We think he hasn't told the truth to the vice president. And then the White House's reaction after a day or so is to say, you're fired. I mean, what does that tell you?
Well, you know, I can't talk about what was going on in the minds of the White House when they got this extraordinary briefing that said their national security advisor was compromised by the Russians. But the fact is, he was fired several weeks. Later. After that.
And the other thing that came up today that I want to ask you about is the questions from several senators to the Sally Yates, then acting attorney general, about why it would matter that someone in the White House, one White House official, didn't tell the truth to another White House official.
Well, you know, they're new in their positions, and I guess it's good that they ask the questions and receive the answers from the career law enforcement, national security officials about why that is important. At least when the issue is that someone is lying about contacts with the Russians and what Russian intelligence services have done with that type of information in the past and how they use it to compromise individuals.
Final question. If there were an instance ongoing today, and we don't know this at all to be the case, of someone in the administration talking to the Russians, the intelligence community finds out about it, tries to warn the White House, is it possible for the White House to ignore it and to say, we don't want to hear that information, you're fired? Or is it going to get the attention of the people it needs to?
Well, we can only hope that it will get the attention that it needs to, but it is why it's important in a nonpartisan way, why we have senators like Graham and Whitehouse working together. Senator Grassley, I think, asked appropriately both officials today and said, what are the lessons that we learned? Are they coming again? They said, yes, the Russians are coming again. We need to harden our state systems. We need to have public hearings like this to educate the American people on how the Russians are using fake news, essentially, to try to influence elections. And we need to do more to deter them, working with our allies to cause pain to them, to make them rethink this tactic of trying to undermine democracy.
John Carlin, former Assistant Attorney General, we thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, France elects a new president after the most closely watched and divisive campaign there in decades. Special correspondent Malcolm Brabant reports from Paris.
Emmanuel Macron left his home in Paris this morning, absorbing the reality that he is France's youngest national leader since Napoleon.
Je vous servirai.
I will serve you with humility, with force. I will serve you in the name of our motto, liberty, equality, fraternity.
Macron overcame Marine Le Pen's brand of nationalist populism and weathered a suspected Russian hacking attack on his campaign that dumped reams of internal email hours before voting began. He'll be inaugurated as France's 25th president on Sunday. But even though he won 66% of the vote, analysts said it could not be regarded as an overwhelming mandate. Out of a potential electorate of 47 million, only 20 million people voted for Emmanuel Macron. And many of those did so tactically just to keep Le Pen out. Macron could face a highly troublesome 5 years in the presidential palace. Analyst Pascal Boniface says the struggles could start early if Macron fails to get a majority in the French National Assembly.
He has to create very soon a huge movement and to find a majority. If there is no majority in the National Assembly, he will be a president, but a president with few power.
Congratulatory messages came from across Europe today. Russian President Vladimir Putin offered his, calling on Macron to, quote, overcome mutual mistrust. Members of the European Union expressed relief. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said she was delighted.
hat einen mutigen pro-europäischen Wahlkampf.
He ran a courageous pro-European campaign. He stands for openness to the world.
Boniface says Macron has to deal with the fact that 40% of the French electorate are dissatisfied with the EU.
If Macron wants to succeed, if he wants to make good reforms, he must avoid to have demonstrations in the streets. There is a psychological and political work to do to show that Europe is not only for the elite, but also for ordinary people.
But there were demonstrations in the streets today. Activists and union members protested in Paris against Macron's proposed labour reforms. Some clashed with police who made a number of arrests. It was a starkly different scene yesterday as Macron supporters sprinted towards the Louvre to catch the announcement of his victory. France's ethnic minorities who feared the anti-immigrant Le Pen were jubilant. This Macron supporter repeated, "Thank God," in Arabic. Marine Le Pen is a dinosaur, this woman chanted.
In terms of economics, in social cohesion, in everything. I mean, she was bad. So we're really happy today. With so many people who didn't know Emmanuel Macron since 1 year, and now he's the president of the Republic.
Macron's win was particularly sweet for the Avaz internet-based advocacy group which has been campaigning in Europe against right-wing nationalists. Avaz member Joseph Huff Hannon points to the effect of President Trump, who called to congratulate Macron this morning.
In the last 100 days or so has probably been a pretty incredible cautionary tale for what French people could come to expect from a faux populist, somebody who, kind of says, I'm gonna transform the country and improve your lives without offering any specific policies.
Hannon also believes Macron's victory signals that right-wing nationalism is on the wane in Europe and portends well for the election later this year in Germany. France's new president, a man with precious little experience of government, inherits a country under a state of emergency. Although he's tapped into a rich seam of enthusiasm amongst young French people, his victory has brought little joy to much of the nation, and he now has to deliver on his promise to unite the country. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Malcolm Brabant in Paris.
For more on the election of Emmanuel Macron and what his election represents, I spoke a short time ago with the French ambassador to the United States, Gerard Ayrault. Ambassador Ayrault, thank you very much for joining us. So even though we know Mr. Macron won 66% of the vote, we also know that turnout was down slightly from before, that many French citizens either stayed home or didn't express a preference. Just what is the support for Mr. Macron right now?
So we have to understand that this situation was totally unprecedented. The candidates of the two main parties, the socialists on one side, the Conservative Party on the other side, actually had been defeated in the first round of the election, which means that on the second round, you had basically Madame Le Pen and Monsieur Macron, who have never been elected. And even for Mr. Macron, who was running for the first time, running for office. So it means that for some French electors, especially electors from the Socialist Party or of the Conservative Party, really they felt a bit excluded of the runoff, and they decided that either they were going to stay home or they were going not to express a preference.
And so how divided is France still? You were telling me with the parliamentary elections coming, it's really unclear that Mr. Macron is going to have a majority.
Well, we have never had such a situation, I guess, in the French political life. You have Monsieur Macron, who basically didn't have a political party a few months ago. He has just created one, who didn't have any member of the parliament supporting him. And we have the general elections coming on June 11th and 18th. So it will be, for him, it will be quite a challenge to get a majority in a new parliament.
So where is France left then with the Marine Le Pen brand of populist nationalism? Is it gone? Is it just receded for a short time? How do you see that?
No, actually, we are facing the same populist outburst, the same rebellion of some of our voters that you have been facing during the last presidential election in the US, or that our British friends have been facing during the Brexit referendum. And this rebellion is not going to fade away if Monsieur Macron and his government are not responding to the concerns of these voters. So in a sense, we have 5 years left to avoid a final victory of populism.
So what do these voters want, and what does it mean for the European Union? For now, France stays in the European Union, but is that a secure decision, do you think?
Well, I think that a lot of French, like a lot of American voters, feel threatened by globalization. And in this country, globalization, really basically is put in the eyes of the voters, the responsibles are Wall Street or Washington, D.C. In Europe, globalization is seen as the fact of Brussels, of the European Union. So fighting against globalization means, for a lot of French, fighting against the European Union. So in a sense, if you reassure the French voters about their life in a global world, really, I think that the question of the European Union will be solved.
So we know that President Trump was saying pretty favorable things about Marine Le Pen during the campaign, but he has now called Mr. Macron to congratulate him. How would you describe the relationship right now between the U.S. and France with Mr. Macron stepping?
For the moment, the relationship between our two countries is excellent. For a simple reason is that once more our soldiers are fighting together side by side against international terrorism in Africa or in the Levant against ISIS. So I think it's quite important. The first time I met Secretary Mattis, immediately he told me the French are our best allies, and I think that's the most important.
Finally, Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Macron had relatively little to say during the campaign about foreign policy, about his view of the world. What is known about that? How does he see France's role?
No, first, I think, and that was quite important in our times of Euroscepticism, is a true European. He wants to, in a sense, to move forward into European integration. So his first visit will be Berlin, where he is going to meet Chancellor Merkel, and I'm quite sure that they are going to speak about the next steps in our European endeavor.
And a visit to the U.S.?
Actually, he will meet President Trump on the margin of the NATO summit on May 25th, in a few weeks, because President Trump will be in Brussels, and they agreed to have bilateral meetings in Brussels.
And there's some reporting that you may be called to serve in the Macron administration.
My fate is in the hands of God.
Okay. Ambassador Jérôme Ayrault, thank you very much.
Thank you.
President Trump's travel ban got its first federal appeals court review today. The arguments mark the biggest test yet for the president's revised executive order to suspend travel to the U.S. for people from 6 majority Muslim countries. William Brangham has the story.
At the center of today's arguments before the Fourth Circuit is whether the president's second executive order is motivated by national security concerns or whether it discriminates against Muslims, which would be unconstitutional. Among other issues, the judges will also decide whether the president's own words about Muslims can be used against him. Here's an example from a campaign rally in December of 2015.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
To go through today's arguments, I'm joined by Marcia Coyle, Chief Washington Correspondent for the National Law Journal and a NewsHour regular. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So you heard what I said at the introduction. Is that roughly the contours of this? The president's arguing this was all about national security. His critics are saying, nope, it's religious discrimination.
In fact, not just his critics, but the lower federal district court in this particular case found that the primary purpose of the order was not national security. That was a secondary purpose, that this was a Muslim ban and that there was a violation of the First Amendment's Establishment Clause. So that's what as we go into the federal appellate court here today, the argument breaks down in two ways. The government is still going to argue that this is national security, and it's relying heavily on a Supreme Court case from a number of years back in which the court said if the president has a legitimate and bona fide reason for his or hers decision about how to permit or disallow the entry of aliens into this country, that's it. That's sufficient. And the government's lawyers said that there is a legitimate and bona fide reason here, national security. And so, court, your job ends basically there.
So let's listen to one of these clips. This is Judge Keenan having a discussion with Jeffrey Wall, who is representing the Trump administration.
What in the text, I'm looking for it, what in the text of Executive Order Number 2 supports the conclusion that these aliens from these countries, these 82 million people, would be detrimental to the interests of the United States?
I don't think what the president was saying was, I know them all to be dangerous. He was saying, I'm not certain. Here, what he said is, I find that it would be detrimental to let in people from countries we know to be dangerous that have deteriorated over time until I have had a chance working with my cabinet officials to assess the vetting procedures for those countries. He said it would be detrimental in the face of that uncertainty. That is a reasonable finding, one that an executive branch official could draw. I think there's no question that it should survive rational basis review.
So, Marcia, that is the argument the administration has been making all along, that the president has the authority and that this is in the interests of the country.
That's right. And the government does not see any violation of the Establishment Clause. And of course, as we all know, the Establishment Clause does not permit the government to disfavor religion. The government's attorney today said that there was nothing in this order that had anything to do with religion, and that the president, even though he had made earlier statements about a Muslim ban, had clarified his position later after he took the oath of office to insist that he's talking about terrorism and territories, not religion.
In fact, there was a very interesting moment today in the hearing where a judge asked, let's just say the president had taken back some of those comments about Muslims. Would this be allowable? Let's listen to that clip.
The president repudiated his statements in campaign and post-election about the Muslim ban. What if he repudiated them all?
I think that'd be significant, Your Honor. It would be a significant fact. I don't know whether...
Does that change the result?
I think a simple repudiation would not change the result.
Let me follow up then. What if he says he's sorry every day for a year? Would that do it for you?
Here's the issue, Your Honor, is that what the Establishment Clause prohibits is targeting and denigrating a religion, at a minimum. That's what it prohibits. And the question is, would reasonable people see what he was doing in total as achieving that effect?
So you say reasonable people say he doesn't really mean it when he says he's sorry?
Your Honor, I think it's possible that saying sorry is not enough.
This, again, is an exchange between judges, but this time with the lawyer for the challengers to the order, the ACLU's lawyer. And he is saying, basically, look, you have to look at the evidence in this particular case. The ACLU believes that this was not a national security purpose, that this was a Muslim ban, and because of that, a violation of the Establishment Clause. So the ACLU's lawyers told the judges there are really three categories of evidence that you should be looking at here. First, there's the order on its face. It's not facially legitimate, he argued, because even though it names just 6 countries, there are other countries that have been associated and found to be associated with terrorism by the United States that are not on that list. This is just Muslim countries. Secondly, there are the president's statements. And as the ACLU lawyer said, sometimes saying you're sorry is not enough. These statements, he claims, continued after the president took the oath of office. So it's not just campaign statements. And then the final category of evidence, the lawyer said, had to do with some reports that were leaked or released by the Department of Homeland Security that basically said that the order itself would not prevent terrorism in the United States.
How unusual is this, Marcia, to have the president's own words, the words of his own administration, come back to be used as evidence against them in court?
Well, I think it's quite unusual, and it obviously is an issue of contention among the various judges that have had to deal with this executive order. And I think going forward, whoever loses either in this particular case or in a case in Hawaii that will be heard in another week, and there are many other challenges pending around the country, will take the case to the Supreme Court, and there the Supreme Court will again have to deal with the relevance and weight of the president's statements. Ultimately, I think it will be the Supreme Court that will have to resolve this tension. Is this just to be judged on the basis of national security, or does the religion clause jurisprudence come in as well?
Marcia Coyle, as always, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
When you go to the doctor, you often leave with a prescription for medicine. But some doctors are experimenting with a new kind of prescription, one for fresh, healthy food. And as the trend grows, more doctors and health professionals are getting more training in the kitchen. Special correspondent Allison Aubrey of NPR News has the story.
We have the minerals and grains that are going to lower blood pressure.
At Casey Health Institute in Gaithersburg, Maryland, the doctor is in, but your appointment might be in the kitchen.
We're using honey.
This is called the Physician's Kitchen, and on this night, primary care doctor Nicole Farmer is prescribing food.
As you can see, eating whole grains, actually, we can go like full circle in terms of helping to control diabetes and blood pressure, but also prevent it too.
This doesn't mean giving up favorites like pancakes. Instead, the goal here is to make breakfast foods healthier using grains like buckwheat and millet.
I feel like it's important for me to spend my time here in addition to being in the exam room. If I teach you how to cook, you're going to improve the type of foods that you eat, and then ultimately that is what is going to prevent chronic disease for you.
The most recent evidence comes from a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Researchers found that here in the United States, about 1 out of every 2 deaths from heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes is linked to a poor diet. That's 1,000 deaths every day. Paula Fischthal knows that all too well. Her dad died early of a heart attack, and her mom had diabetes. With this strong family history, she was really concerned. That's how she ended up here.
When I first came here, Dr. Farmer diagnosed me with prediabetes, and I really didn't want to take medicine.
Fischthal has changed her whole relationship with food. She tossed out processed snacks, and she's cooking with fresh ingredients.
I've gradually gotten rid of the starch that goes with dinner. It's more vegetables and protein.
She also started taking yoga classes, and over the last year, she's lost weight. Now her blood sugar has returned to normal, and this means she's no longer considered to have prediabetes. Her story fits with the conclusion of the most comprehensive study ever on diabetes prevention. It was a federally funded study carried out by the National Institutes of Health with collaborators at 27 sites across the country. They found when people change their diet to lose weight and become more active, it can be more effective than medication in preventing the disease. Dr. Farmer tells all her patients about it.
The diabetes prevention study taught medical science that we don't need to jump the gun when it comes to prescribing medications to prevent diabetes, and that the most effective thing we can do is to promote a healthier diet and to promote them to engage in regular exercise. The porridge could be a daytime snack if you wanted to.
And meeting patients here in the kitchen, Farmer says, is the best promotion.
The idea that you can bring doctors and other healthcare providers into the kitchen to teach people that changing their diets can actually help them prevent disease is starting to catch on.
Inside this stone fortress is the Culinary Institute of America's Napa Valley campus. Here, some 500 doctors and health professionals recently got a crash course on how to build food and nutrition into their medical practices.
There you go.
They spent 4 days sautéing, slicing, and tasting.
If you take the lemongrass, cut about 2 fingers from the bottom.
It's put on by the Harvard School of Public Health and the Culinary Institute, as well as a few dozen food service companies who sponsor the event.
Don't fry it, just cut it in strips like this.
At this conference, we bring in some of the top nutrition scientists in the world to say, look, here's the evidence that eating these foods either keeps you healthy or reduces your risk of disease, whereas eating these foods really speeds up your risk of disease, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. Second, the chefs of the Culinary Institute, who are not just great chefs, but great teachers, say, let me show you how to do that.
Dr. David Eisenberg from Harvard School of Public Health is master of ceremonies and founder of this event. It's called Healthy Kitchens, Healthy Lives. One thing he's trying to change may be surprising. Most doctors, he says, aren't taught much at all about nutrition.
Today, medical schools in the United States teach less than 25 hours of nutrition over 4 years. You know, the fact that less than 20% of medical schools have a single required course in nutrition is a scandal. It's outrageous. It's obscene.
Primary care doctor Helen Delicatsias is speaking at the event. She's been teaching her patients about nutrition and cooking for 7 years now at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston.
Many people come to their doctor and have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. One somewhat easy answer is to send them away with one prescription for their blood pressure, one prescription for their diabetes, one prescription for their cholesterol, where in reality, if you work on the underlying root problem, which may be poor diet and physical inactivity, both of which are tied together, fixing those can address all of the concerns at once.
Delicatsias has figured out how her practice can get reimbursed for all the cooking and nutrition instruction, and she's sharing this information with other doctors at the conference.
Correct.
Dr. Joseph Wetterhans Hospital just installed a teaching kitchen. He's a primary care doctor in a rural area of upstate New York.
Part of our education here is they do teach you how to do the correct coding and the correct billing so that you can do this at a break even.
After attending this conference a few years back, Sanjeet Badwan was so inspired, she convinced Yale Medical School to let her teach a new class called culinary medicine. She's a primary care doctor at Yale's Medical Center in New Haven, Connecticut.
When dealing with medical school, I often felt that residents were ill-equipped, or they would say to me, well, I don't know that, maybe we should send them to the nutritionist, or would kind of maybe give some really broad stroke, nutrition information like off the cuff. But I would say that a lot of patients come in just really desperate for good information, good direction.
Eisenberg's vision goes way beyond just doctors in the office.
If we're going to build teaching kitchens in hospitals, maybe we should also think about building them in K through 12 schools. And why stop there? How about corporate workplaces and retirement communities?
One of the largest food service companies in the world is already on board. Compass Group USA runs food services at schools, nursing homes, and corporate offices. They're planning to build 20 teaching kitchens this year.
We have the polyphenols in grains that are going to lower blood pressure.
Back in Gaithersburg, Maryland, physician Nicole Farmer says one stumbling block for her patients can be cost. But she shows them that healthy choices aren't necessarily more expensive.
We got a whole bag of millet for less than $2. And this contains about 3 to 4 servings, about enough for 3 to 4 meals.
So what about this farro here? This is a little bit pricier than a brown rice, right?
A box of farro will cost about the same price of a good quality brown rice.
Farmer says you may have to shop around a little or go online to buy these grains, but they are available, including in stores that accept SNAP benefits or food stamps. Over the last decade, Eisenberg says he's watched as this movement has started to take off.
There are now hundreds of teaching kitchens. And I think the idea has found receptivity across the country. We now got Cleveland Clinic. We got Kaiser Permanente. We got Harvard and Princeton and the University of Texas and 20 other university systems making this available to their patients or their trainees.
Perfectly done. Look at this. Look at that.
I'm Allison Aubrey of NPR News for the PBS NewsHour in Napa Valley, California.
Online, if you're looking for healthy recipes approved by both chefs and doctors, we have some for you to try. You can find 5 ideas at pbs.org/newshour. Finally tonight, our Politics Monday duo is here to unpack the aftermath of the Republican health care plan passing the House, new concerns about possible conflicts of interest in the Trump White House, and former President Obama speaking out about his signature legislation. For all that, Tamara Keith of NPR and Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report. And welcome to both of you. And before we talk about that, we are just literally in the last minute or two watching some new tweets from President Trump. Amy, he is essentially saying that today's hearing on Capitol Hill about the Russia investigation, what the White House was told by the then acting Attorney General, he's saying it's all old news, that the fake news had to have been disappointed. He's calling the entire investigation a hoax. He said, when will this taxpayer-funded charade end? I guess it's not surprising.
It's not surprising, and the short answer for when it will end is not very soon, not anytime soon. In fact, it's more likely that we're talking about these issues well into 2018. And that is the reality of how much stuff that the House and the Senate still have to get to that they haven't even begun. The Sally Yates story today did not produce any bombshells, but that doesn't mean that this is now going to go away in the near future.
And indeed, Tam, the gentleman I interviewed just a few minutes ago, former Assistant Attorney General, was saying it's pretty clear now the Russians are going to be, they've not only felt they were successful this time, they're going to keep trying in 2020.
Yes, and that is why, that sort of concern is why members of Congress are going to keep investigating this, whether President Trump wants them to or not. President Trump often takes these sorts of investigations or hearings as coming after him, where many members of Congress see this as going for information and not necessarily trying to undermine him, but of course, you know, the resistance does see it as a chance to undermine him.
So let's go back and talk about, it seems like 100 years ago, Amy, that the House of Representatives finally voted to undo, at least to pass a replacement bill for Obamacare. There's already been ads run in some congressional districts around the country, both for and against Republican members, depending on how they voted. Do we know yet whether this is a plus or a minus politically for these House members?
Yeah, if you're sitting in one of these competitive congressional districts, you might think that we're already deep into the middle of a midterm election. The number of ads that are running now and will continue to run. Democrats believe that this is a potent issue for them in the election, and they remember what it was like when they were on the other side. That's the reason they think it's going to be so powerful. Back in 2010, when they were the ones voting for a bill that was controversial, pushing it through on a party line only vote, they suffered the consequences. It was a toxic vote for them. They lost 63 seats in control of the House. Democrats are convinced this is going to be that kind of issue for Republicans. There's not a lot of polling that's been out yet. One poll that came out today showed 31% of Americans supporting it. Compare that to how Americans feel about the Obamacare, which is now at about 48%. So that's not great. The best news for Republicans is that Republicans are supportive of it, about 75% supportive of it. But the intensity on the other side, people say they oppose it, is much, much higher.
Is growing. And of course, we are months away from the midterms. It's November of next year, Tam, and you still don't know what the Senate is going to do.
That's right. The Senate is going to take their time. They are waiting for the Congressional Budget Office to come back with a score of the House bill. That's something that the House didn't wait for. They're also saying that they're basically starting fresh and doing something on their own. There is a deadline here. The way they're trying to do this is through this budget reconciliation process. That's why they don't need any Democratic votes in the Senate. But that turns into a pumpkin at the end of September. So there isn't much time, and there is a big challenge here. On the House side, they really thread a needle to get the number of votes that they needed to get the Freedom Caucus and the moderates to come along. The needle is completely different over on the Senate side that they need to thread, and how they combine those things. If the Senate is able to get something done with a much tighter margin than they had in the House, it's unclear.
It is a somewhat different calculus in the Senate.
It is a different, absolutely. And the other thing to remember, if you're thinking as a House member, is no matter what happens with the Senate bill, no matter whether we ultimately see it on the president's desk and it's signed into law and it looks different from the one that they voted on, they owned that vote that they cast the other week. And all that went along with it. And that's why when we talked about these ads as a preview for 2018, for those people sitting in those districts, what they're watching are images of a baby with a respirator, a pregnant woman who's looking distraught, talk about the fact that there are costs that are going to go up, seniors are going to pay more, pre-existing conditions are going to exist. Those kinds of ads are going to continue to run throughout 2018, regardless of what the final bill looks like.
Something completely separate I want to ask you both about, and you've been doing some reporting on this, Tam. The president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, he has separated himself from the business that his family's very involved in, very successful real estate business. His sister was in China over the last few days and talking about special treatment possibly for people seeking these so-called EB-5 visas. It's complicated, but it matters in terms of people looking at whether there's any conflict of interest here.
That's right. And the Kushner organization has apologized for any misunderstanding or any impression that could be left that she was trying to use her brother's position. Jared Kushner has said that he will not involve himself in anything involving these visas as they're considered. This is a controversial visa program for as little as $500,000. Investors, foreign nationals can invest in a project, a real estate project typically, and get a visa that gets them on a path to citizenship to become a citizen of the United States.
Well, we're only a little bit of time left here, but it's just another case of what the Trump White House has to be on the lookout for, right?
Yeah, and here's an opportunity. As a president who wants to push for immigration reform, he could have talked about reforming this very issue.
Politics Monday. Amy Tam, thank you both.
You're welcome.
And that is the NewsHour for tonight. I'm Judy Woodruff. For all of us at the PBS NewsHour, thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by BNSF Railway
and by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, supporting science, technology, and improved economic performance and financial literacy in the 21st century.
Supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. More information at macfound.org. And with the ongoing support of these institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.